Look at this. The proposed sale would not lead to a supportable business as long as the properties continue to have exclusively rent stabilized or rent controlled units because the current rents are very low averaging. This is not a New York City landlord talking. That's written by the City of New York, submitted in a court filing last week in an effort to block the sale of over 5,000 rent-stabilized units. The admission that the rent-regulated environment that they've helped create is not sustainable for much of New York City's rent-regulated housing stock. And it's this admission from the city that is fueling a theory that is rapidly sweeping across the New York City real estate community. But first, how did we get here, and how did it get this bad? First of all, rent-stabilized units make up over 40% of all the rental units in New York City. And in 2019, a law changed that eliminated the main pathway that owners used to renovate units and reset rents to market rate. Then, in 2020, a global pandemic fueled widespread rent delinquencies. Then, in 2021, rapid inflation pushed up nearly every cost of owning a building, all while rents stayed capped. In response to inflation, interest rates were sharply increased, which made buying or refinancing these buildings far more expensive. A series of events that have brought us to the situation we're in today. 50,000 rent-stabilized units are sitting vacant. Tenants are facing increasingly horrible living conditions, and a growing number of buildings are going bankrupt. Tenants and landlords are both losing right now, and even the city admits that this current situation is not sustainable, which leads us to the theory that is sweeping the city. What if today's situation is not accidental, but rather part of a broader strategy to reclaim private property? Consider the signals: a proposed 4-year rent freeze, openly adversarial housing leadership, and policies like the Community Opportunity to Purchase Act. Taken together, these moves drive asset prices down, push private capital out, and create a pathway for public acquisition. How is the public sector doing with the housing that they do run? Not well. But this increasingly looks like where things are headed. Just look at the city's own words. These buildings today are not supportable businesses, but that might be the point.